Hi, I'm Saida Joffrey, and today's Bridge podcast, we feature Kolb's outstanding and award-winning math teacher, Mr. Vinh Ho, also known as Mr. H. Let's meet a student, and let's meet Kolb's principal, Mr. Urteaga, and let's start the Bridge podcast. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. So, Mr. H, I got to ask you, you are the California League of Middle School Region 10, by the way, finalist for Teacher of the Year, Educator of the Year. How does that make you feel? Because this is just a recent award that came in. So how are you feeling about that?
I was surprised at first, and it's my honor to receive the award as the finalist of Educator of the Year of California League Middle School of Region 10. I am so honored to represent our Kolb Middle School and our district to receive this award. I also want to say thank you to first Dr. Avila for inspiration speak from the beginning of school year. He reminded me that learning have to be fun and exploring. And thank you to Mr. Urteaga and our admin. They create a great environment for teachers to do our best to help our student learning. And my math team, they did an excellent job. We work together as a team, as a family. And last but not least is my students. All the amazing work that they did bring our attention and bring honor to us. I'm so proud of you guys.
Wonderful. Well, speaking of students, we have Jaslene Castillo here. So welcome, Jaslene. You look wonderful, by the way. Love the hair. And you're all ready. So, Jaslene, talk to me a little bit about math. I hear you're a very good math student, one of the top at Kolb. And tell me a little bit about how you enjoy Mr. H's classroom.
Well, math, I'm going to be honest, math isn't my strongest subject in school, but I do enjoy it because it gives me a challenge and it takes me out of my comfort zone other than like the other subjects in school. And I really like Mr. H's class because everything's very hands-on and he just makes everything enjoyable, like all his assignments that he does. I just like to do them.
Well, see, you said something that is so awesome. Math wasn't your strongest subject, but you do well because of the teaching and how he's teaching you. So that's so important. So he kind of got you more engaged into it, right? Yes. Now, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Well, it's still in the air. I have a couple options, but one of them is a anesthesiologist, even though it's a lot of schooling. But I think if I just put my mind to it, I can get there and do it.
Excellent. I'm going to come back to you because you're going to be a future anesthesiologist because I love it. And those people are important, right? So we got to be friends with her because we never know when we're in her hospital. We're like, Jaslene, do me right. Principal Urteaga. And obviously, you yourself are a decorated principal. You were principal of the year before for AXA, which is the Association of California School Administrators. And you also took California League of Middle School Principal of the Year, Educator of the Year as well. And I know that these awards mean a lot because it's regional awards, state awards. But what does it mean to Kolb Middle School?
Yeah, and having any type of those honors, I think it's nice to be able to celebrate and hear those, but I always find whenever the principal gets recognized, it's the hard work of the staff and students. They're the ones that do the true hard work. And as our teacher and our student, Jaslene, have mentioned, they love the classrooms. They do awesome things. I was listening to Mr. H and how he was recognizing, his students and how dynamic he is in the classroom because he infuses a lot of great things in the classroom. And every time I visit, every time I hear students talk about his classroom, the classroom environment, it's very inviting. And it's a great place for students that want to learn. And Jaslene, I really praise her because she enjoys math. She's coming out of her comfort zone. And how many teenagers want to come out of their comfort zone? Not many. So she's taking that opportunity, and all that does is make you an even better student, an even better person. So you're ready for those challenges in life. You get out of the comfort zone, and it's going to make you an even better person. So I really champion you for that, for taking that. And then, of course, having Mr. H is definitely going to help you in that area.
Thank you. And going back to Mr. H, you obviously award-winning educator in the Rialto Unified School District, one of many hundreds, thousands of highly qualified teachers. You were going to be a nurse. I'm so glad you didn't take that role, even though nursing is a noble profession. Jaslene needs you, and so do your students. What did you decide to get out of nursing? Was it just the passion for teaching?
Yes. First of all, when I was a kid, I wasn't good at math, and when I came to U.S., I learned English, and my family wanted me to be to do something related to medical field, and nursing is the easy career, kind of the first thing come to our mind. I didn't enjoy it that much, so during that time, I worked as a tutor, and my college student suggested me to be a math teacher, and with the experience in the past, that gave me an idea to follow my dream career that become a math teacher. I'm glad that I did that. And I think that that story should be shared to all students. Follow your passion, follow your the thing that you like the most. That's how you get to be successful. Because if you follow the path that you don't like, it's really hard and really struggle along the way. Yes. So I enjoy my work every day. I don't feel like I go to work. I feel like I go to inspire my student. I enjoy every day, every moment.
Now, when you're mentioning inspire your students, and that's what Jaslene was talking about right now, that she wasn't really a big math person. It's not like math is so exciting for me. What did you do, and how did you teach her to be more engaged in math? Because people do have some preconceived notions that numbers, math, it's so hard, it's so difficult, right? But how did you teach? How do you inspire? What do you do?
I think the first thing that students need to know is mistake is okay. It's a part of learning. Most of students try to hide the mistake, but actually more mistake that they make is faster they're going to grow and faster they're going to learn. And math is fun. Math is something challenging. I always challenge my students to think outside the box. I always give them a challenge question. Whoever get it first will get a reward. I try to connect math to real life. For example, I do bring TikTok to the classroom. A lot of TikTok...
In a positive way.
In a positive way, yes. A lot of TikTok say that, why don't we learn this in school? So I bring it up to my class and ask students, how does the trick work and when it doesn't work? And why don't we learn this in school? Things like that to help students think outside the box. They not just be influenced by something that they watch. They have to think behind the scene, why we don't learn that in school.
Excellent. And you brought up a good point, because now with students, young students, it's always Snapchat or TikTok or something new. They're moving away from the Facebook and what the parents and grandparents are on, and I see the gleam in Jaslene's eyes like, yeah, I'm not on Facebook, please. And that's okay. But what you're doing is you're saying that, look, social media is here. We need to use it responsibly. We can use it creatively and innovatively. And you can come up with some great ideas, engaging ideas to teach.
Yeah. And I also agree that, it's a responsibility, too, of the school to really provide those tools for students, because they're the future generation that's going to be involved with these social media platforms. And if we can, influence them and get them involved with them and try to get them to use it, maybe they'll be more responsible along with it. And so being able to expose, but of course there's a double-edged sword. We want to make sure we're using it responsibly. And like Mr. H had mentioned, what are the true meanings behind it? What's behind the camera, basically, or behind the video screen? And how is that going to be used responsibly in the classroom? And why are some of the reasons we're not doing it? But I think exposure to social media and technology is important, that we at the school need to expose them to those items, and maybe they can use that for the best.
Rather than have fear and apprehension, we are trying to figure out how to make it positive and best practices to learn.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Excellent. Now, I know I don't want to date your principal back years and years and years, but you started off in the Rialto Unified School District what year?
I started here at Rialto Unified 2009.
As
an assistant principal at Eisenhower High School.
Woohoo, go Eagles.
Yeah.
And then?
So from there, I went to Rialto High School, was an assistant principal. And then I moved up to be a principal at Jehu Middle School in 2011.
You were a Knight, you were a Jaguar, you were an Eagle, and now you're a Cougar.
Cougar, yeah.
This is great.
Yeah, so 2011, I was the principal at Jehu for 7 years. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. I enjoyed my experience. And then I moved to Kolb Middle School in 2018. And I love it there. I mean, this is my 4th school year there, and we do some great things. I have amazing students, amazing teachers, and there's no other place I would rather be right now.
Well, speaking of no other place I'd rather be, Jaslene, tell me the best thing about your campus. What's the best thing about Kolb?
I think I like just the teachers. I have strong connections with some of them. I feel like if I have something I need to talk to about
Give
them.
them a shout out. Who's the teachers? Come on.
One, Mr. H, of course. Another one has to be probably Mr. Nava, my 6th grade teacher.
Excellent. We know Mr. Nava.
Yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, I just feel like if I need to talk to them about anything, I could just go with them and have no problem with them. Excellent.
Now, what do you do in your spare time when you're not reading, writing, arithmetic, when you're not engaged in Mr. H's classroom? What do you like to do, Jaslene?
A main thing is I play softball. I do travel ball. I've been playing for about going on 8 years, I think. Mm-hmm. And I like to spend time with my family. They're a really big part in my life.
Brothers, sisters?
I have 2 brothers. One older one, he is 16. And then a younger one.
And where does he go?
He is attending Carter High School, and he's a junior right now.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. And then I have a younger brother that goes to Preston Elementary. He is a preschooler, and he's 4 years old.
I went to Preston, went to Kolb, and went to Ike. So great schools. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, how do you, Mr. H, connect math in your daily life? How important is mathematics?
I think math is really important. A lot of students keep asking, when will we use this in real life? So with that question, students keep thinking, spending money or buying stuff with the discount is what we use in daily real life. But in 8th grade, they start to learn about algebra. It starts to get into abstract with the numbers, with the letters and equations. So I normally tell them about the history of mathematics, that in the last 500 years, we invent a ton of different kind of math that make it so disconnect with real life. So I try to bring it back by play the video where professional people talk about how they use math in real life. I try to incorporate the math equation that we're learning with their goal of interest. For example, if they like PS4 or PS5 or they like something, I ask them, how much does this cost? Now, how do you earn money for those? So we talk about the strategy and set up the equation to help them set the goal and date and time for them to achieve what they want. So I try to connect my student and make things that we learn is useful to them as much as possible.
Wonderful. And this is good stuff, and I have to share this because earlier today you were talking about social media and so forth. Tell us what you were doing this afternoon.
Well, this morning we had an exciting event. We had our honor roll assemblies, and so we were recognizing our first semester honor roll, quarter 1, quarter 2, and those students who've earned semester honor roll. And so it was our first honor roll in the last 2 years. Because of the pandemic, and we were able to celebrate that today. So we did it online. Our students were live on the campus, but we had our parents join us virtually. And so we had over 640 students we recognized today. And so about 65% of our students earned honor roll.
You have some smart classmates.
Yeah. And so it was, we've been planning the last few days, getting all the technical, components on that to make it really look nice, because I'm really into details. You have to put all the hard work at the beginning, the day of the event. It'll come out really nice. And so we were very excited. We had 3 of them today. And it was great. We got a lot of feedback and a lot of things to work on for the next time, but it was a great event. Students enjoyed it, and we're most importantly glad to have a successful honor roll.
And we talk a little bit, we're talking to Jaslene Castillo, who is an 8th grade student at Kolb Middle School, of course. Mr. H, award-winning teacher for the California League of Middle Teacher Educator of the Year. This is just recently, so this isn't 10, 15 years ago. This just happened, folks. And so... And we're talking about, of course, the award-winning principal here. And there's it's a state-recognized school. Kolb Middle School is a state-recognized school. Mostly, a lot of our schools, middle schools, high schools, are state-recognized. A parent, we talk about the student, we talk about the educator and the administration. A parent walks on your campus. What can they expect at Kolb?
Well, I think the first thing they're going to see is the inviting environment. They're going to come in and be greeted with respect, how can we help them, and they're going to see the campus environment. They're going to see a print-rich school. They're going to see that we have a school culture where it's inviting. So they're going to get help and assistance and provide them with everything that they need as for a parent. A student's going to come in and see an awesome school environment. They're going to see that they can come to school. They have a lot of opportunities, a lot of classes to select, a lot of clubs, and a lot of things that are really going to show what we do at the school. And I think it's a great opportunity. I'm hoping soon when we get back to 100% assemblies
It's
and
coming. It's
activities.
coming.
Yeah, and they can really get back to that because we do have a lot of activities and a lot of great things. And that's only the extracurricular. On top of the academics and how hard our teachers work and really strive to do some great things in the classroom, we have a lot of teachers who really pour in their heart. And that's probably the backbone of our school, the hard work and the determination of our teachers to knowing that our parents, when they drop off their students, they're going to get a great education because our teachers work hard, and we're very proud of that. And then there's other outlets for them, activities, sports, tutoring, and all those other things that come in play. So it's a well-rounded school and a lot of opportunities, and we want to provide that for our students and continue to build upon that.
Excellent. And I know that we were just talking before we opened up the podcast here, that your principal, Mr. Urteaga, has 3 boys. And what about you, Mr. H? Do you have a family? Do you have kids or?
I don't have any kid at this moment. I don't have, yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do on your spare time?
I like to travel. I like to go to the beach. I like to try different kind of food. Yes.
Like what kind of food?
Sushi, ramen, barbecue place.
Oh, wow. Okay. Now, and you are from Vietnam?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. And like when you say travel, where have you been in the world? Like where have you traveled?
I've been as Hawaii, Michigan,
nice. Okay.
and San Francisco.
Oh,
That's
excellent. So you're just starting off, right?
Yes.
To go to these places. Well, good for you. You deserve it. And what about you, Jaslene? We have to end with you because I know you want to be an anesthesiologist. It's a long word to say. And we have no doubt in our minds that you're going to reach that goal. But why do you want to be that?
I just feel like I don't know how to explain it really, but it just caught my eye. One day I was doing a project, I don't know for what subject, and I just recently came across the anesthesiologist, and I was supposed to be doing the project, but I started doing more research about the anesthesiologist, and I think it just stuck with me. I have.
Wonderful. So we wish you luck. And I know you're in 8th grade, but you're going to go on to high school. You're going to graduate college, and then you're going to become the best anesthesiologist in the nation. We have no doubt. So we're sitting next to a very big future, award-winning student here. So thank you for joining us, Jaslene. Thank you, Mr. H. And thank you, Mr. Urteaga. And thank you for joining us. And we hope to see you next time on the Rialto Bridge Podcast.